What's up, comic fans, and it's time for the preview show. We're going to preview the comics coming out November 15th, all right? DC books come out on November 14th at your shops if they put them out on a Tuesday, all right? So we're going to get into the spec books, which we normally do. We're going to have some spotlight books, and we'll get into all the other books coming out this week. Plus, we'll cover some of the books that went on FOC this week, all right? Over the weekend and into today, Monday, all right? So we'll get into all of that right after this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome back. All right, let's get into the books. You know how we do. We're going to start off with those spec books. Right off the bat, we have The Deviant #1. This is by James Tynion IV. All right. It's a crime thriller, like a psychological crime thriller. To me, this kind of read like almost like a horror book, right? And that's what Tynion does. He's really good at these like horror type of books. So this is about like a Santa Claus killer, if you will. And we get to current times, and I guess it's things are kind of repeating itself, but this just looks like a really interesting book. And James Tynion, in one of his interviews, talked about how it was about like being a deviant and queer identity, but also at the end of it he said it's also a Christmas story. So with Christmas coming up, this looks like a interesting pickup for the holidays, and Tynion, I feel like, has some heat right now as a writer with stuff going on in Hollywood and television, so this could be worth a pickup. The Deviant #1 on the spec list. All right, second book I have, and the last book, is Star Wars Visions by Peach Momoko #1. This will have a first appearance in it of a character who believes that they are like, I don't want to say the rightful inherited, but they are the precursor, not the precursor. They are the let's go with the inheritors of like the Sith, the legacy of the Sith, the successor to the legacy of the Sith, alright? And we have this character, Hancock, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is Star Wars told through the eyes of Peach Momoko, who's very much into the storytelling of, you know, the Far East, the Japanese way of telling stories, alright? So this is the first appearance of Hancock, a cult member who believes she's the successor to the legacy of the Sith. There you go, and that's actually right here in the title. So instead of me trying to define what this book was, I could have just read it right there. Alright, so this is Visions by Peach Momoko. If you in a Star Wars book, if you're a Peach Momoko fan, here is, you know, a cool cover. This is again a Star Wars book told through the eyes of Peach Momoko. Here's some variant covers. Alright, we're gonna move on now to those spotlight books for the week. First off, we have Superior Spider-Man #1. Spotlight book. Here you go. Superior Spider-Man's back. I loved when Doc Ock was Superior Spider-Man, and I was loving what Dan Slott was doing with the character. You got Mark Bagley on the pencils. Hopefully we get some classic Mark Bagley art in this. And then there's a whole list of other people who have joined up on this book. This is going to be, I believe, a limited run, but we'll see how far it goes. Legacy issue number 46. Alright, we're moving on. We got Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy number 3. This is the Silver Surfer, the reintroduction of the Fallen One. Donny Cates created that character. We'll see where this goes. Ron Mars is writing this one with Ron Lim as the penciler. Alright, we're going to move on to the next spotlight book, and that's Philadelphia number 31. And in this issue, the world of Philadelphia will have Spawn, I believe Savage Dragon, and Blackula introduced. So that sounds pretty cool. You got Rodney Barnes writing it, big time writer in the TV Hollywood world, and there's Spawn there. So this should be a fun book. I do have to catch up on my Philadelphia reading. I am really far behind on that. Alright guys, those were the spotlight books for the week. Now we're going to move on to some final order cutoff books that were, put out this weekend. Sunday is usually the time for DC books. Monday is when Marvel and Image and all the other big time editors and publishers, and the smaller ones too, get their orders in. These are basically the ski chalet covers. So those were the ones that I found interesting on FOC. There really isn't a ton of spec, not yet anyway. Maybe as I go through it, there'll be something else that pops up. But you had Spider-Boy back there. Alright, this is the Doctor Strange cover. Alright, obviously that's not Doctor Strange though. What else do we have? You have the Amazing Spider-Man cover, Shelley cover. And now, last but not least, on the FOC books, we have Star Wars Revelations #1. These usually introduce, and it says right here, introduce new characters, new twists, and new turns all across the Marvel Star Wars line. It's kind of like what's coming next in Star Wars, alright? And you'll get some of the first appearances of newer characters right in this book, Star Wars Revelations. Alright, let's get into the rest of the books coming out this week. First off, we're going to start off with Boom. Here comes the Boom, Ready or Not Boom Studios. What do they got? Let's see, we got Animal Pound. That's an ash can. Okay, so that could be a big book coming out this week, right? Animal Hound, cat, ash can. We'll see if stores give it away or if they charge you $2.99. That's what it costs. Alright. Now you have to pay for your ash cans, but everybody gets an ash can. DC Comics. What do we have here? Alright, you got Adventures of Superman, John Kent hardcover, right? Collecting that series. Batman and Robin #3 is out. Batman and Robin working as a duo again. Danger Street #11, almost to an end, is Danger Street. Detective Comics, that's been a really interesting read. Let's see, Batman got really dark, but Detective Comics has been a little dark for a while now. And Batman's been fighting some foes there, but Detective Comics has gotten a lot better. Alright, let's keep scrolling. Let's not harken too much on Batman. You got some Green Lantern. The Outsiders #1 comes out. Alright, that's kind of a Batman related book. So there you go, lots of covers for that one. It's Batman adjacent, if you will. Speed Force #1. It's out this week. Superman Lost is on issue 8 of 10. And let's see. What else do we got? Wildcats continues on. World's Finest Teen Titans. It's on issue #5 of 6. So that'll be coming to a conclusion soon. And now we're off to Marvel Comics. We have Aliens #1. I believe this is the 4th volume of Aliens as published through Marvel. But looks like it has a lot of steam and each story is good and it's picked up a following, so it's going to keep going until it doesn't. Black Panther #6 has the introduction of a king, I believe, a Black Panther, former Black Panther. I haven't been reading the series, so it could be like, one of those on the other side or something like that. But this is the first appearance of King Mteli. I'm not sure, I haven't read it. If you have been reading Black Panther, inform me as to who this character might be. Blade keeps on with issue #5. You got Cap Wolf, Howling Commandos #2. Those Cap Wolf covers back in the 90s were pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. Daredevil #3 comes out, alright. So Matt Murdock's back in the Daredevil mask, and you know what? We're gonna order that series. We're gonna order at least this issue. Now the question is which cover. We're just gonna go with cover A. We're gonna order it. We're gonna read it one more time, and then if we really like it, then we'll just switch it to a sub. All right. Let's keep on Keeping on with the books. You got this Deadpool 7 Slaughters. I believe it's basically where he just murders like 7 people in a day. So, Fantastic Four number 13 is out. Ghost Rider number 20 is out. I'm going to order Ghost Rider number 20 only because I've read 17, 18, and 19. So let's keep reading the story and see where it goes. Immortal Thor gets a second cover printing. And you also have Immortal Thor number 4 coming out. And if you haven't been seeing these, they have these Moon Knights. Basically, Moon Knight's going to die. So they've been doing these Moon Knight covers on a lot of the main titles. Alright. We're going to keep scrolling through here. You have the Red Goblin number 10. If you're a Red Goblin fan, Silver Surfer Rebirth, like we mentioned. The Fallen one. It's going to appear in that. Dark Droids is out. This is Dark Droids number 4. As we're getting closer to the end of this series, it's ramping up. Getting there. I'll probably pick up a copy. I don't have to order in advance because that is a title I feel like my shop is going to have plenty of. Alright, as you can see, we ordered the Peach Momoko Visions, Star Wars Visions cover. There are a couple of other covers if you don't like Peach Momoko, but you still want to read the story because you're a Star Wars fan. Superior Spider-Man number 1 is out. And yeah, some Uncanny Avengers number 4. Alright, we're at Dynamite. What do you have? What do we have out of Dynamite? You got Alice Cooper with some premium covers. Alright, that came out a week ago, but sometimes they'll release these premium covers after, the release of a comic. Darkwing Duck number 9 has a metal premium cover. That's crazy. But here we go. Red Sonja, plenty of covers. That is a new book this week. Red Sonja number 5. What else? We have Vampirella, Dead Flowers number 1 of 4. Those are all premium books again. So it looks like Red Sonja. Oh, and Wheel of Time, Great Hunt, new books this week out of Dynamite. Here's some Diamond Select toys. Have a quick look, and now we're off to the rest of the books, comics, and graphic novels that came out this week. A Haunted Girl, by the way, number 2 is out from Image. Afro Samurai box set. Afro Samurai is a really cool anime. If you check out the anime with Samuel L. Jackson voices the main character. Alright, Arcade Kings number 5 is coming out. So we've been reading that series. Here is the final issue, number 5. Big Game number 5 is out too. Mark Millar and all his characters kind of converged in this one book, so that's coming to an end. I'm gonna grab the trade of that. I read issue 1 and it was really good, and I just fell off. A lot of books I had to catch up on this week. If you're a D&D fan, you got D&D Fortune Finder number 1. Here's a number 1 starting a new series. The Deviant, which we talked about. I'm gonna go ahead and order that. Boom. I should have a copy of that waiting for me now at my LCS. Alright, let's keep going. What else do we have here? Earth Divers, I've been reading that out of IDW. I've heard that's a good series. I have issue 1. I have yet to delve into Earth Divers, or dive into Earth Divers. Pun intended there. Geiger Ground Zero number 1 of 2. If you didn't hear the news, right, Jeff Johns has created like this Geigerverse where they're just gonna have a ton of stuff. He's created his own imprint, Mad Ghost. They're gonna have other properties as well, but Jeff Johns, out of Image, starting Mad Ghost, and the Geigerverse is going to be a big part of that. Alright, we have these G.I. Joes, Real American Hero number 1. This is the Hama cut. This is how Larry Hama saw it happening, right? But this is out of Skybound, and in addition to that, we also have this really cool Cobra cover. Alright, so this was what was originally printed by Marvel, but now with new material. Alright, so that's pretty dope. Also, when Image took over the G.I. Joe title, they just kind of continued it from what was happening. So here's issue number 301, even though Image, this is their first G.I. Joe continuing out of when they acquired it, I believe from IDW. So there you go. First issue of G.I. Joe 301, but it actually says first issue right on the cover too, so there you go. 301st issue. Alright, let's see what else is coming out. Let's not keep you guys here forever. Let's get you rocking and rolling, whether you want to go check out another channel if you haven't already jumped off, or if you got stuff to do today. Philadelphia, as we talked about, I actually ordered that with one of my LCSs, so that'll be coming. Some cool stuff in there. Blackula, Spawn, I believe Savage Dragon, all showing up in that book. Here's some Lady Death, number 1 of 2 if you're a Lady Death fan. Plenty of Lady Death fans out there. She definitely has a cult following. Alright, we're about halfway through the books. Well, we're in the M section. Well, now we're in the O section. Moving a lot quicker, so we're almost there, guys. Radiant Black number 26 is out. Radiant Black really going. Where else are we? Let's see, we're gonna keep scrolling. If I missed any books too, feel free to tell me. I always appreciate when you guys mention something in the chat and let me know, hey, you missed that. As you can see, I got Spawn up there. Spawn is classic. It's only $2.99 an issue. You know, if it goes to like $3 or $4.99, then we got some issues. But at $2.99, it's fun to keep up with Spawn. Classic character that came out of the 90s, independent character. Kind of set up a whole new generation of comic writing. You know? A lot of the indie stuff you see today evolved out of Image. I wouldn't say Image represents the 90s. Image represents what the economy is of the comics now that are coming out on the independent circuit, but it definitely was something that opened the door and let what is happening today with indie comics happen, and that's awesome. Here we have The Walking Dead in color, deluxe. This is issue number 77. All right, they're going all the way with these books. So if you like The Walking Dead in color, check out The Walking Dead Deluxe. All right, and that is it. We are at the end of the comics coming out this week. All right, comic fans, do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get ready for this week's books. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and comment down below. All right, peace. Your boy here was nominated for the CBC Awards. So if you haven't voted yet, go ahead and get out and vote, and throw this guy here a vote. All right. So with that said, I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you'll pick up some good comics this week. Peace. What's up, comic fam? Comic fans! And it's time for the previews of the comic. Alright, what's up, comic fam? Comic fans, and welcome to the preview.